Imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon or fraud syndrome, is a psychological experience that causes people to doubt their skills and successes.
So you mean to tell me when you go to a show that you've sold out,
Mm-hmm.
you think all those people are coming into the room not sure that you're actually a comedian or not?
I don't know.
You know what the opposite of imposter syndrome is?
Narcissism.
It's called the Dunning-Kruger Effect.
What's the Dunning-Kruger Effect?
Dunning-Kruger Effect refers to a cognitive bias in which a person has excessive confidence in their abilities, but their actual skill set doesn't match up to their self-perception. It's often presented as the polar opposite of imposter syndrome. And what I think is
I know a ton of comics like that.
Cawfee Talk.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk. Sorry, I was meditating. I actually can't meditate. Do you know that? Because I can't be alone with my thoughts. I have a panic attack. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk. This is Tara Cannistraci, and today I am going to talk to you about something so real that's not real.
Bigfoot?
Imposter syndrome. Do you know what that is?
My friend follows Bigfoot.
No, do you know what And that's Keita, guys. I haven't given him any coffee today, so it's Cawfee Talk with no coffee. Do you know what imposter syndrome is?
Oh my God, are you kidding? Is that a serious question?
Okay.
That's been like the battle of my adult life.
But it's okay. So it's the battle of my life now. So let's talk about it, guys. Essentially,
Despite the fact that nobody would be confused with me. I'm such a weirdo.
I'm gonna give you guys in fact, I should have looked this up before. I'm gonna give you the exact definition. Here it is. Imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon or fraud syndrome, is a psychological experience that causes people to doubt their skills and successes. It's characterized by a persistent feeling of inadequacy and the belief that success is undeserved. Oof. Even with evidence that can suggest otherwise. People with imposter syndrome may attribute their accomplishments to luck or external factors and fear being exposed as a fraud. That is some heavy shit. So when I say imposter syndrome, so obviously by the time you've watched this, I will have already recorded my special. However, I am recording my special on July 12th. And it is an hour that I know like the back of my hand. And there are jokes that you guys have loved. I mean, literally, you guys come to shows. Some of you ask me to do specific jokes just so you can bring new people because you want them to hear those jokes. I mean, I've been pretty successful this year on a tour all over the country. And yet I will tell you right now, I'm like, well, after I film this special and it's out, I will have nothing left to ever joke about because I'm not a real comedian. That even thought plagues me. And at the same time, it doesn't make a difference. I am in LA every night on stage, doing very well and being like, it's only because of this. That's only because of that. Getting past the clubs, being like, I don't know. You know, guys, I don't know what's happening.
So let's think this through. So you mean to tell me when you go to a show that you've sold out,
mm-hmm.
you think all those people are coming into the room not sure that you're actually a comedian or not?
I don't know what
they're willing to spend all that money and their time.
Well, maybe they like me because of social media. It's not maybe guys, I don't know what's happening. But I think that this really holds me. I think this holds not me back. I don't think this is really even specific to entertainers. I think it's probably the most common in entertainers. But I actually remember, I think Chaz told me a story about, oh God, who's that famous director? He's done like everything, like Steven Spielberg, like the director, I should say. And how even every time he has a movie at one point or another. He looks at it and goes, oh, what is this? This is going to be horrible. Like, he would doubt himself. I believe it was Steven Spielberg. If it's not, sue me. I dropped something. That means it's true. But I think, like, this, when I read that statement even, it's so heavy. Like, that's so heavy to be like, what do you have?
Well, I was interested in what the opposite, what the opposite of imposter syndrome is?
Narcissism.
Not exactly. It's called the Dunning-Kruger Effect.
What's the Dunning-Kruger Effect?
That's a cool name. It sounds like a costume for Halloween.
Yeah. I'm going to be Dunning-Kruger. Who are you going to be?
I'm afraid someone might think I'm an imposter. I haven't decided yet.
Wait.
The Dunning-Kruger effect refers to a cognitive bias in which a person has excessive confidence in their abilities, but their actual skill set doesn't match up to their self-perception. It's often presented as the polar opposite of imposter syndrome. And what I think is
I know a ton of comics like that.
What I think is really funny is the people that should have imposter syndrome are the very people that have this Dunning-Kruger effect. And the people that
have imposter syndrome.
Have imposter syndrome shouldn't.
Right. They should literally...
Including this comic I love. Her name's Tara Cannistraci.
Guys, I don't trust Kita's opinion. No. The thing is, I do, right? I do value. There are people whose opinions I value so much that when they think highly of me, I'm like, I can't believe they're wrong. I don't know what it is. Listen, obviously, I have a certain level of confidence. Obviously, it feels great after I get off stage, and I do revel in that feeling that I've made everybody laugh, even if it's people who don't know me. I've been doing spots all over LA, not specifically to my audience. And when people come up to me after a show or follow me or I get a DM after, oh my God, when I get a DM after from somebody who never followed me before, just because they watched me for 15 minutes on a showcase with other people to tell me how much they loved me or how much they love one specific joke, it's the best feeling in the world. It does not negate, that doesn't negate anything. Like, I value that so much because it makes me feel like I've connected with someone. But I do think that this level of insecurity that we get to is almost debilitating. Like, I have a debilitating feeling sometimes about what am I doing with my life? And then it makes me question everything I haven't done with my life. Like, maybe just stayed a guidance counselor, or why didn't I become a mother? Or, I can see how people can spiral with this. And as I struggle with it, and I'm going to say right now, it comes and goes. It's in waves. There are times where I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. Everything that's happening for me is great. I really feel like hopeful. I mean, I don't get these feelings often. I'm usually way more negative than that. But I do get these bouts of like feeling really good about myself. But when the self-doubt kicks in, it's something very similar to imposter syndrome. And I kind of didn't really realize what that was. I was talking to a comedian who was speaking very highly of me. And I must have shot myself down in a way. And he said, you really have to think about imposter syndrome. Like, if that's something you're going through right now with everything that's happening for you. And I wondered, this is maybe even the most successful I've ever been in comedy, and I'm questioning it. So I just figured I would, bring it up to you guys, talk about it with Kita. Just that this might be something, I do think artists probably struggle with it a lot, but I do think this could be a general feeling people have about, maybe why they don't go for things. Like, maybe they really have the ability to do something and they're not doing it because they just don't believe they could be that person. Whereas I will tell you right now, there are comedians, or at least people who are calling themselves comedians, who think are literally self-proclaimed stars in this business that I'm in, comedy is subjective. These people aren't even writers, or they're social media people, or they're just, they're, super hacky, and they have this ego. I was even talking about it with Paul Costable, who's been a guest on this show. He said he had this comic who I know of. I don't know the person, but I've heard horrible things about him. And he came into Paul's show and asked him for 10 minutes and got on stage and bombed. And these people get off stage with no accountability. and think they've killed it, like they've nailed it. Me, I could have an hour set where every joke goes great except for one, and I get off stage and go, yeah, but that one joke. Now listen, being that way, that negative self-talk or that constant need to be better or do better may really be a key to success. Like really never feeling content enough with where you are and always wanting more is a great way to be as far as like ambitious, but I think it robs me and those of you listening who struggle with this, it really robs you of the present and like being happy. And, you know, I don't know what the key is. I can't tell you I have the solution. I have a degree in counseling. I'm bringing this up because I need help with it, right? I have to go to therapy for it probably. But I bring it up because it's just one of those things where I go, how often am I really happy in the moment? How often am I really appreciative of everything that's happening for me? And it sounds corny maybe, but I did read something where somebody, a friend of mine who has, I had a friend whose literally whole life erupted. You know, she found out her husband was gay. She's married him for 25 years. She had a son struggling, you know, with some issues. You know, she had to move. She had to sell her business. I mean, like, her world erupted. And she said something to me. She goes, I'm starting every day with gratitude. And I was like, and I've been happier. And I'm like, yeah, that's maybe, and I've read that before. And it's like, I try to, you know, tell myself, like, I had a gratitude journal. You know, you can try all these things and put these things into, you know, put these things into practice for a day or two. But if you're not really, I guess, being very mindful of what your current situation is and being in the moment. You know, I came in to the studio today and I was really upset. I texted Keita. I said, I've been shadow banned. I said, my social media has been, I don't know what I could have done. I follow all the rules.
You're just about to get shadow banned again for saying
that. Guys, if this video doesn't get plays, I know something's up. If you don't see this video, oh wait, never mind. If I don't see you seeing this video, then I know I'm shadow banned. But I came in here all upset. I was like, something's up with my social media. And I spoke to my friend who's a digital marketer, and she said, you have to go off social media for a few days. And I'm not going to lie, that made me so happy. Have you ever gotten sick and you're like, well, now I have to just sleep and lay in bed? Like, and you're almost happy because you're not going to do anything. Last Sunday, I took off the whole day. I was depleted. I'm on the road. I'm tired. I binge watched Somebody Feed Phil, which is a show with Phil Rosenthal, and where he goes to all these different places. It's not a new concept, but it's new because it's with him, and he goes to all these different countries and eats and tells you where to eat in all these different cities and places. But I felt so guilty doing that because I wasn't sick. I just probably needed a day of rest, but I was like, oh, I should be editing the podcast that Keita sent me, or I should be, writing for the special, or I should be writing new jokes. I mean, I just was shoulding all over myself. Like, I should. And I wasn't at peace resting. And then the next 2 days, I was so productive, probably because I got a day of rest. Like, it's okay to rest. I don't know why I can't do that or why we tell ourselves we should feel bad about it. But when I was told that I couldn't be on social media for 3 days, I was kind of like, my first thought was, oh my God, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so in the moment. I'm going to be so, like, that's not a feeling I should feel. But I'm going to be honest, I felt it. So obviously I don't want to be shadow banned. Because I want you guys to hear all these podcasts and see all these clips and follow me and share them and do all the things so that I can sell tickets and not have imposter syndrome and everything else that I've discussed on this episode. But it really made me happy. So today I'm going to go off social media. Obviously not the day you're watching this. I'm recording this a different day, but I'm going to go off for 3 days, and it's going to be 4th of July, and it's going to feel really great to just be in the moment. Maybe watch a firework, have a glass of wine, and not feel guilty that I'm not online engaging with an audience for a couple days. But I do love you guys, and I do love engaging with you. So please continue to write all your comments, continue to share all these posts, Thank you guys so much. I would love to also know, because I'm doing these solos, because some you guys responded so well to them. I said to Keita, let's get a few solos out. Please let me know if some of these things resonate with you. If you've ever heard of imposter syndrome, if you feel like you have it, if you're happy I talked about it. I always want to make sure I'm gearing these episodes to something that can benefit you. So all right, everybody, that's it. That has been Cawfee Talk with Tara Cannistraci. Thank you for listening. Again, all my shows are listed at tarajokes.com. I'm a real comic.
Cawfee Talk.